cut. That was beautiful. Thanks. That was beautiful.
Hey, I'm Shawn Collins, director of Liam Singer's Test Tone music video, which was lit exclusively with Luxli lights. My initial conversations with Liam centered around the song's meaning, his inspirations, and style. When Matt Hill, director of marketing at Luxli, pitched me the song and project, I kept picturing this lonely space traveler, kinda haunted by time dilation. I listened to the track countless times and hammered out a treatment based around a theme of broken communication. Our goal was to create a music video that showed filmmakers working with low budgets that, with the right creative concept and versatile lighting, you can make something greater than the sum of its parts. Once Liam was on board with the idea, I put together some rough storyboards so that I could talk visuals with my director of photography, Cassie Krugman. Cassie happens to be the product developer behind Luxli's new 10-inch battery-powered full-spectrum LED, the Cello. Most of what you'll see in the final cut is a result of the cello's impressive 24-watt output.
On three, hope you grab a phone and scream into it. 1, 2, 3. Look left. Look right. That's awesome.
For camera department, we borrowed a Sony FS7 from our office and rented a couple of Fuji non-zoom lenses. We shot in the town of Catskill, New York, where our recording artist, Liam Singer, got us access to the super dope art gallery space. We were fortunate that Liam served as a producer on the video, in addition to being talent, and helped to put all the pieces in place. The day of production was an invigorating challenge. We had constraints in the shooting space, limited time with our talent, and plenty of ground to cover. At one point, while fogging up a scene with our hazer, we triggered the building's alarm system and were paid a visit from the local fire department. It can't be overstated how vital the Luxli Cello was to keeping our production on track. Being lightweight, mobile, and controllable via iOS and Android apps meant Cassie could mount all the lights quickly and control them remotely. We were able to immediately audition different looks without having to pull out a crate of gels or eat up our shooting schedule doing complicated lighting resets. In fact, we didn't even bring gels to Catskill. The cellos gave us all of the versatility we needed. When I originally brought the idea to my production designer Dave Ben-yshay, he engineered a way to build our 3 different setups without drilling into the walls of the art gallery or causing any construction messes on set. We're talking a room full of telephones hanging from the ceiling and a freestanding wall of old CRT televisions. Not an easy task, but he absolutely delivered. He took measurements and devised a rigging system that could be built and torn down without leaving behind a footprint. We sourced the vintage handsets on eBay and cobbled together the TVs from friends and local thrift shops. Our incredible production assistants Tristan, Brendan, and Derek helped David stack the TVs on a raised platform and then used gaff tape to hold it all together in this Mondrian-styled monolith. For the telephone space, David designed triangular patterned rows of receivers hanging from a crossbar system that widened as it got farther from camera. He took extra care to make it secure because I was asking our artists to pull on the cords during their performances.
Excellent. Shira, hold it up in front of your face and sing into it. Yes. Liam, you do the same. Yes. Shira, a little more distance between you and the phone.
Our lighting setups were painless, thanks to the flexibility of the cello. I think we were all blown away at the power of these little panels. In fact, we'd brought 15 upstate for the shoot and only ended up ever using 5 in our most involved setup. We were definitely aiming for this moody, trippy aesthetic, but I mean, we shot an entire music video in this huge art space with a sum total of lights that could fit comfortably in a shoebox. To light our phone space, Cassie rigged 4 cellos on C-stands aiming down from about 10 feet. These were set to produce green at about 100%. We had a 5th cello as a kicker producing magenta from the front just outside of our frame on the lower left. In our TV wall setup, we used 2 cellos producing red at 100% power. For the close-ups, we brought a 3rd cello in at about 10,000 Kelvin for some bluish fill on the artist's faces. In the wide shots, we moved this behind the talent to sort of accentuate the edge lighting from the screens. The space tunnel scene was lit with 1 cello and 1 Luxli viola. The cello was bounced off the ceiling inside the tunnel and sweeping through the full spectrum of color on a loop. The viola was mounted in the background and heavily snooted with cinefoil to create this spotlight effect from top down. We could have done this with the cello, but because of its wider beam angle, it was faster for us to just flag off the smaller viola. In the 2-shot of Liam and the additional vocalist Cheryl performing together in the tunnel, we do strike the viola and replace it with a 2nd cello, low angle from the front, just kissing the profiles of their Mylar spacesuits. Last but certainly not least was the biggest surprise of the shoot. We met an amazing designer in Catskill named Laleh, who supplied the wardrobe for our dancers with pieces from her Laloon clothing line. During the tech scout, Dave and Cassie just happened to test the cello out on one of her garments, and this amazing optical illusion happened. We stood there in this psychedelic trance as the design of the gown reacted to the sweeping color spectrum. While I did use a lot of visual effects and dynamic transitions in the edit, the shots of the interpretive dance are basically laid bare, and we see this sort of magic eye effect happen in real time. That was executed with literally one Luxli cello bounced off the ceiling and some fantastic art by Laleh. Shout out to Cassie, Rudy, Max, and Laura for their superb contributions. This was a phenomenally fun production made possible by a pretty spectacular light. With the Luxli cello, we had the freedom to spend our energy being creative instead of getting stuck in the quicksand of hot lights, bulky gel kits, and a costly headcount to manage it all. We were able to come in under budget and ahead of schedule, and the artist, record label, and crew were happy with the final result. I want to send my appreciation to Luxli, Birdwatcher Records, and the Catskill Mill. I can't wait for the next one. Thanks for watching. For more information, visit luxlilight.com.
Action. Hey man, great job. Oh, that's so whack. That's so whack. Alright, let's power this down.
And cut to the credits.
Power this down.